Just off Lakeshore Drive, nestled next to Lake Michigan. That's where you find historic Soldier Field in the great city of Chicago, Illinois. Today it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Chicago Bears. The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are, as we are off and running on EA Sports. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. A play fake. Now Penix. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And this is dropped. Oh, boy. A chance for a big play early, but he could not secure it. You look at this Bears defense. They were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
And they needed to be, because that game was a game you don't see very often anymore. Low scoring, slugging it out in the trenches. One play can make the difference type of a game, and they got it done.
A run for the first time with Bijan Robinson. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 17 yards and a first down for Atlanta.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Back to Robinson now on first down. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 38. Again, it's Robinson. No dice this go around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. 3rd and 15 coming up after that loss of 2.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for. One of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
3rd and 15 here after the 1st and 2nd down plays went in the wrong direction. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
Folks' kick is good. Charles, even as long field goals become more and more common, this is still very rarefied air. Only just over 20 field goals have been kicked from 60 yards or further, and you can add his name to the list now.
And as calm as he tried to present himself, there's no doubt there were some nerves as he lined up to attempt that kick. But once the ball was snapped, he just swept away, and boom, over the crossbar.
Looking to put a drive together. They'll run here with a rookie. And now off to the races down the right side. Racing to the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago! A great effort there. His third rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bears have answered that early field goal to take a first-quarter lead. Cairo Santos on to try the extra point. He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3. After the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And he'll be out of bounds at midfield, so a solid return to the 50.
After return to midfield, I just wish we could open up the heads of the offensive and defensive coordinators, because right now the wheels have to be spinning because things just changed. Offensive playbook just opens up, and now on defense, do you play aggressively or do you lay back a little bit to try and calm things down?
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. Pushes past him. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. 50 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. Oh, fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. 14 yards there, a Falcon first down. Last week, of course, the great performance, over 200 yards. He still wants to be fed.
And they should. That's exactly what you should do. I have not yet met a running back that's run for over 200 yards that says the very next week, hey, let's back things up.
Yeah, I don't need it as much.
No, they want it more and more. They're going to be ready to go because they think that's going to happen naturally now.
And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. A great play there. His first NFL reception goes for 6. And the Falcons have retaken the lead. Folk connects on the extra point. And the lead is now 10-7. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. At their own 21-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Play action. Now Williams. That's complete. Luther Burden. And they do finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 41. A huge play there for Chicago. 42 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, only they were all this easy because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 41. To throw, Williams. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Xavier Watts. And the Falcons Falcons are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10.
Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson. And he'll take this one up to about the 13.
71 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you've said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
On 2nd down, another shot for Robinson.
And he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10.
Here's 3rd and 6. They'll go play action here with Penix.
And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now. Deep to return is Scotty Miller.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And this will be taken at the 13.
(10-7) our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. Back in Chicago, ready for the 2nd quarter. It's the Bears in possession as they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
He had to fight for every yard on that run. Shook himself free of a tackle and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on it. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
Here is 3rd down and 4. To the air, Williams. This is Hamler on the receiving end. And he will have the Bears first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6. The Bears at 2-0 here to begin the season. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
They'll get that out wide to Waddle.
And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44.
He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11.
On play action, here's Williams. Right side, it's Hamler pulling it in. Room to maneuver at the 35.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
Boy, he ran free there after the catch as that winds up going for 38. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears.
Luther Burden,
his 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Bears have taken the lead.
Santos with the extra point. And the lead is now 14-10.
Santos to kick off for Chicago.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Let's go now. 60, go.
Now they'll fake the jet sweep here and throw out play action. On the move past the 40. And finally taken down at the 34. 15 more yards there and quickly another first down.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. Two nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Second and 10. Looking to throw, Penix. Sets up the screen to Robinson. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. Here now, third and a yard. Now Penix. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
They get this out quickly to the left side. And he is out of bounds. Looks like right at the 15. A gutsy call. Turns out to be a good one, though. First down on a pickup of 11. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
First down, Falcons.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's first and 10. Now a first carry for their fullback. And he stopped immediately there. Now a second and 10.
No gain on the play. Brings up
Not liking the look. They'll change the play.
14-yard line.
Hey, check that. Cowboy 80.
And looking to throw, Penix. That ball is caught. It's London for the Atlanta touchdown. A 14-yard touchdown. And the Falcons have yet again retaken the lead. Extra point up and good by Folk. And it's now 17-14.
Bears 14.
Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
Their own 23-yard line.
At the
line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partners, a part of the defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. And he's going to take it down to about the 35 here.
94 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip.
And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown.
Jalen Waddle, 35 yards. And the Bears will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half.
Santos able to tack on the extra point. And that will make this a 4-point game. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3 and take some momentum into the locker room.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
To the air, Penix.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after the last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Throwing is Williams.
And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23.
Here's Williams.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted.
And the Falcons are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. Well, Charles, they're so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
They were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
Well, a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
They'll throw with Penix. This ball down the field for Pitts.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Well, the first 2 drives yielded touchdowns, so there's no reason for them to feel like they have to pull back on the reins. They pushed it downfield, looking for another one right there. Didn't get it, but we know they're going to continue to be bold.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. They'll throw now on the final play. Now Penix going to hold on to it. He's going to fire one, corner the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
26-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in the second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
Take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
They'll see about converting this 3rd and 8.
Ready to go? Yes, yes. Park squares, park squares, park squares.
Looking to throw is Williams. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Well, that's one way to convert on 3rd down, picking up 26 yards.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down, that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a 1st down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
Williams looking to do it himself. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now, hotly contested in the 3rd quarter. Williams looking to do it himself. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They begin the drive with Robinson. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Robinson with another carry. And he'll get a couple up to the 29.
Sometimes your process can challenge at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive.
Here's Penix. He'll try and do this himself. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
No surprise to see his sideline fired up by that big play. Heck, we're fired up and we're supposed to be neutral. That's a quarterback putting his body on the line to fight and just barely getting the first down. When he does something like that, it gets everyone ready to lay it all out there and try and match his intensity.
77 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
Here's a screen for Robinson. He's across midfield.
And finally marked down at the 42-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
2nd and 6. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Back to throw again. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And that'll bring him back within a point. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Ready to go.
Working out of the gun, Williams.
He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Back-to-back plays of right around 30 yards, and the field position has totally been flipped.
To throw, it's Williams.
Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Colston Loveland, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Bears are able to build on to their 4th quarter lead. Santos with the extra point. And that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it. The touchdown here, Santos to kick this one away.
And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And still plenty of time here in the fourth quarter. In just a one-possession game, down 8. They'll be looking for the touchdown and two-point conversion. A field goal here on this drive does very little at this stage.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack.
Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
This offense so far on third down, it's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This will be third and forever. Back to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A real letdown defensively. That was third and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. They'll look to throw here on first down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Got this complete to Jahan Dotson.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 37.
To throw again is Penix.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now for getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a third and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
They'll look to throw again.
Short throw caught by Pitts.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 26.
That's another Falcons first down.
Operating from the gun, Penix. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
Well, he certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Oh, no, he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Bears. So he went out of the pocket left, and then things got dicey.
And what often happens is when they get outside, they want to keep their eyes downfield in order to try and complete a pass. But when they try to make a play, they've got to get their footwork involved, and that can really mess them up as well. And in this case, nothing went right, and the ball got knocked free.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Zach Harrison coming right up the gut, gets in there for a loss of 9. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now fourth down.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away.
You hate to give the ball away here in the fourth quarter while you're just holding a slim lead, but that punt, absolutely ideal. They pin them inside the 5-yard line. They give their defense a really nice opportunity.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Well, the defense got its job done, forcing the punt. Now the formula pretty simple. They need to find the end zone here. A field goal doesn't help them much. Here's 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10. At the 3-yard line.
They'll run again here with Robinson. And he's going to lose yardage back to his own 1-yard line. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
They were just trying to give their offense a little more room down near their own goal line, but this is just going to make things worse.
This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long. Back to throw now in his own end zone. He's got a man complete. And all the way up to the 41-yard line. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
A gain of 40 yards. And the Falcons first down.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. Robinson, he'll try the left side. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3. And it's 2nd down. Here's a 2nd and 7.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Back to throw. Now Penix going to hold on to it. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
I guess you can't be afraid to take those chances late in the game. He tried to fit that one in there. Nice job, though, defensively.
But to your point, it was a nice job of knocking the ball away. But you're also right. You can't be afraid to take those chances. That means your guys going downfield to catch the ball, they've got to elevate their game and come down with these in order to keep your offense moving.
He's back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. The former number 3 pick, Joey Bosa, bringing the lumber that time. Gotta avoid the flags defensively. Here's 4th and long. They'll go for it. Here's Penix. He's going to let it fly. And that's going to be incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position. They've got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts, as it comes with exactly a minute to go in the football game. 2nd and 12, and you'd have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming. That one looks like he'll throw here. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
As expected, he's gone to him several times in this game, but that's the first time one has slipped from his grasp. I'll bet he goes back to him, though. He's an excellent player.
To throw, Williams. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense that's certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
After the made field goal, Santos back out there to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard run.
This is 1st and 10.
They start on the ground with Robinson here. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
On 2nd down, another shot for Robinson.
And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45.
And that's a nice pickup of a 1st down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
A gain of 7. 1st down, Falcons.
A play fake.
Now Penix. Now a desperation throw deep downfield.
Oh, he had a man running free, but he overshot him, and it's incomplete. Here comes 2nd down. Robinson up the middle. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line.
The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game.
Gain of 14. 1st down, Atlanta.
They'll go play action here with Penix.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Keely Ringo picks it off. And the Bears are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. Well, obviously, Charles, this stage of the game, down 2 scores, they had to put the football in the air. Unfortunately, it gets picked off.
And the criticism comes easily in situations like this, but you just laid it out.
And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes.
Divine Diablo dropping him behind the line of scrimmage.
24-yard line.
Well, CD, for the losing side, they had opportunities in this one, but big plays just didn't go their way, especially late, and they have to suffer the L here.
It certainly felt like that takeaway, once it happened, it knocked the wind out of their sails, and they just couldn't get their equilibrium back.
So for Chicago, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, they suffered defeat for the first time as they dropped to 2-1. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Tampa to take on the Bucs. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Man, I got this right. My head up to my bed. You know I'm popping tag.